Hey, how's everyone going? Got another Electrolux, and this would be the Electrolux 2100 High Tech. I have the original box for it too, and it's storing other vacuum accessories right now from the move. And when the shipper or the seller shipped it, they wrapped it in this like cellophane stuff, which I just have left on there. Figured why not? It adds protection. You know, it looks terrible for the video, but guess what? You're gonna have to deal with it. So this is OmniFlow automatic power nozzle, and I've never seen that before. It just says Elux. So and then Electrolux written like that, which I've heard people say that that's when it was sold at like another store, like a J.C. Penney or something like that. I don't know. Because if it was at a dealer, it would have had the little logo around it, but I thought these models were sold at dealers too. But anyway, so this is I'm pretty sure this was the first plastic one in the US that we saw. I know in Canada they had the E2000 with the PN4, but this is the first plastic-bodied Electrolux that we got. I could be wrong, but as far as I know, this is the first, because it doesn't have the little tool clip there, but it has the little, I think it's neat with the little accenting of the silver around it. And the little pinstripes on the wheel and on the side bumper kind of give it a little character to it. Otherwise, I think the ones that don't have it look kind of bland. And the woven hose that has really good suction, surprisingly, and I haven't done anything to it. Here's the tools it comes with. It actually came being a base model machine for the time. It came with the reverse tool, a long crevice tool, not a short one because they didn't have that little clip on the exhaust yet, dusting brush, and to show you how little this person used it, it still had some of the remaining bag, the original yellow bags with it, and they also had their sales slip for it too. Actually, that was from actually, I guess I correct myself. This didn't come from like a J.C. Penney. It did, like I thought, it did come from an Electrolux dealer, and they paid. Let me undo this a little bit better. This person must have not had a lot of money because they had to finance the. Like I think it was 400 and it says it was $479.50, and then they got a trade-in of 21. I can't read, but I think then the cash price is $450.43. They put $80 down and they financed the rest. So obviously they appreciated Lux quality, but they just didn't have a lot of money, because even back then, I mean, I don't think that's a lot of money, but I guess I'm from Connecticut and we're different. So there's the owner's manual. Not to sound like a snob, I guess I kind of came off as a little stuck up there, but it's funny, in the picture they don't show the aluminum wands, but my grandmother had one of these in Cape Cod, and hers had the wands too, so I assume that if they didn't come packaged, I think the dealer must have just given them to them. But like other Electroluxes, just because it's not in the owner's manual doesn't mean it doesn't have it. And on the back, this must have been with the Diamond Jubilee, because you can't see it here, but on the floor, oh, it does say it right up there, it says Diamond Jubilee Shampooer, and then there's the upright, and the CB2000, so yeah, it still says Connecticut, Stamford, Connecticut. It was their office. And the person, I don't think they even used the power nozzle. Not a single scuff or anything on it. I mean, I've used it, so there's some use on it, but it's hard to tell in the picture. But there was not a single scuff, and that's from me. And the top cover is really good. And the whole decal right there is really good, so I'll shut up and turn this thing on, because that's what you really want to hear. Really good suction from the original hose, and just good suction in general, so it's just a powerful machine. So yeah, just a really great machine, and I love how these PN5s clean. They just pull itself along. Unfortunately, this being an early model, it doesn't have an on and off switch, but you know, you can get those aftermarket hoses that have them, but it's just harder to find one. Oh shit. That matches the trim, and I kind of finicky like that. I don't like it to not match. Like they have ones that are darker gray, and some are like taupe colored for the older machines. So I mean, it's not the end of the world, but you know, I've always thought it was kind of weird that the lower end machines had an after filter compared to the higher end, like for this time, Diamond Jubilee. So it's kind of like they were screwing the customer a little bit, but I guess some people look at the metal as a better feature, which kind of is. It's a little bit quieter than a plastic body unit, but filtration probably wasn't the biggest. I mean, I know, having asthma growing up, that my mom was concerned about, and I've only ever used Electroluxes growing up, and with just the bag they filtered well enough, so I think in general the population in the US just didn't really care about filtration back then, so that probably wasn't a huge selling point, whereas today, if it was like that where the high-end machine had no after filter and the lower one did, you'd have people leaving reviews on the company's website, this is outrageous, and all of that. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little piece of Electrolux history. I'm lucky to have everything with it, including the original box, which is storing other stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed this as well, and if you could, please like the video, comment if you want, and subscribe to my channel, and have a great rest of your day.